bit about her front end. I would like to go ahead and maybe just make her a little bit different out of her rear end, just ever so slightly. I think she wants to slope off ever so slightly in terms of being ideal. I'd like to see her sharper in her top line. You'd love the extra length, the extra height, the extra frame, just things like that. Just make her a little more feminine up to her front 1/3. The young man brings us one here that I think has the advantage in terms of rib capacity. I think this one definitely is bigger about her forerib, carries into her upper rib cage and things of that nature. I just like to go ahead and lengthen her out, give her a little more height the shoulder and have her neck come out of the top side of the blade. Go ahead and compete with the one, but I think you can flip those either way. A very nice pair of goats for the young individuals. Let's give them a big round of applause.
All right, thank you to Carly Schmidt with the double entry in that class. So she takes first and second place. Congratulations. Next up is those 2 years and under. And once again, Carly Schmidt is in the ring.
Good entry here with the freshened dough that the young lady brings out. One I like a lot of things about, especially in terms of her udder, and you get back and you analyze it. I love her attachment, I love her teeth placement, I love her teeth design. If you're going to be critical, maybe she gets a little weak behind her shoulder, ever so slightly, but she's sharp about her top line. She's good in structure. She does carry her neck set where ideal for me, and attaches high about her blade. She's sound on her feet and legs. A very, very nice project for the young lady. It looks like she's doing her job. Let's give her a big round of applause.
And congratulations to the first place in that class goes to Carly Schmidt. Next up, entering the arena is those under 5 years. And it's a double entry with Carly Schmidt. So please have on deck your 5 years and over does. Just a little housekeeping. I was just informed that we do not have a representative from the newspaper to take photos of grand champions. So if you do get a photo of a grand champion, please send it to the wonderful Jennifer Selmer.
we said it earlier with the other double entry we had. I think this is a very, very close pair. They're very similar in their type and kind, with a few minute differences that's going to kind of split it for me today. To me, I'm going to go ahead and lead off with the one the young man is showing. I think this one has just a little bit more udder capacity, a little neater about her head carries in the way she attaches up high. I will tell you that I do like her suspensitory ligament in terms of its attachment. I think it's a little stronger when you get in behind it. Maybe it just doesn't have quite the rib cage that the one that's going to come in second, but I think her elegance, therefore with her udder quality, go ahead and just maybe slightly edge out the one that's going to come in second. The young lady that's going to come in second, you do like a lot of things about her in terms of her center body, her rib capacity. I would like to lengthen her out, maybe make her neck come out of the top side of her blade ever so slightly, but she has a good udder quality. It's very nice in terms of you get in behind it. She's wide based. Very nice pair for the young individuals. Let's give them a big round of applause.
All right, congratulations to Carly Schmidt for winning first and second place in the those under 5 years. Now entering the arena is 5 years and over, and that too is Carly Schmidt. And then at the conclusion of this class, we are also going to crown the Grand Champion Dairy Goat and Reserve Grand Champion Dairy Goat.
In terms of a dairy female, I'm a big fan of this one. I think that she's a little older in her age, but she carries it so elegantly. She's smooth in her transitions. She's tall about her withers. She's got a huge udder capacity underneath of her. She still is not broke down in her udder design and things. She's structurally really correct on her feet and legs and gets out motors really good. A very, very nice one for the young lady. Let's give her a big round of applause.
And congratulations to Carly Schmidt for winning the 5 years and over doe. Now if we could have all the first place out of this division come back into the arena. So we can select the Grand Champion Dairy Goat and Reserve Grand Champion Dairy Goat.
out here for our champion, Dairy Female. I think there's one out here that really hits me hard in terms of having the smoothness and the structural correctness, still being huge in her udder capacity. I know some of these we kind of got to project some future in them, but to me the easiest thing to do is see the ones that are already doing their job. Definitely have the elegance about their front end and design, definitely have the udder capacity. The one that's going to go ahead and be champion in this particular division is this one right here. Let's give this young lady a big round of applause. Again, we get back out here for reserve. The one that was saying in that class, take nothing away. I think there was a lot of parts and pieces. I do love her under capacity. There's another one out here that I think is still very good in terms of how she's made. She's structurally correct. She's tall-shouldered. I do think she's doing her job in terms of her under capacity, her attachments and things. The one out of the oldest division will be our reserve. Let's give her a big round of applause.
And a congratulations to the grand champion Dairy Goat goes to Carly Schmidt. And the reserve grand champion Dairy Goat goes to Carly Schmidt. So congratulations. Now entering the arena is the Ornamental. This is 4 to 8 months.
Ornamental division, we definitely two very nice parts and pieces. There's one that just definitely has a better hair coat, definitely has more presence when it gets out and moves, which in terms is ornamental or the show appearance. That's kind of what we're looking for. The young lady up front is going to win this particular division. I think that was hair coat's right. This one's in the middle of kind of shedding and being in that position. Let's give both these kids a big round of applause. Nice job out here with this division.
And congratulations to Ellie Hansen for winning the Grand Champion Ornamental Goat. And congratulations to Ty Hansen for getting Reserve Grand Champion Ornamental Goat. Now entering the arena is the Breeding Meat Goat. And handing out those beautiful banners was our first runner-up, Carly Courtney from the Shelby County Fair Queen. have at the gate your junior yearlings under 12 months.
Get out in our first division of does that definitely there's none of these three that are alike, and I think there's parts and pieces of each of these that you could definitely tie into, and it just depending on your type and kind. The young lady we're going to lead off with definitely has the pounds disadvantage of the class. She's definitely the smallest in terms of how she's made, frame-wise as well as just immaturity. But I really like that one when you get out and analyze it from the side. I love where her shoulder is. I love how wide and pulled apart she is on the underside of her carriage. She carries it up to the top side of her blade. I'd like to lengthen her out a little bit, just in terms of flank to flank, to go ahead and make her ideal for me. But that's one, in my opinion, just a more logical place to lead off this class. The one that causes me the problems in this class is the one I do like a lot better from the side in terms of length of spine. I like this black-headed doing quite a bit. She's elegant about her front end. You would like it when she gets out and prances. She's fighting the young lady, kind of makes you want to get a little easy on her top. You want to maybe just go ahead and stout her up. The biggest disadvantage she has to the one right ahead, or the goes ahead and leads out the class. I just like to open this one up from end to end in relationship with the one right ahead of it. But a very nice female that you can read a lot of ways and do some good things. The one that rounds out the class definitely has the advantage in terms of size and structure. I just like to go ahead and lengthen out her hip. She wants to get short out of her hip. She wants to take a shorter stride off of the rear too. Just go ahead and make her just get out and move a little easier. But a nice class of three would give those kids a big round of applause.
And congratulations to Paisley Hansen, getting first place in a purple ribbon. Second place goes to Clara Schmitz, receiving a blue. And third place goes to Katie Schmitz, also getting a blue. And we are very blessed to have the 2025 Shelby County Fair Queen, Brooklyn Buck, handing out these beautiful ribbons. Now entering the arena is junior yearlings under 12 months. I show 2 entries. And please have on deck your senior yearlings to 24 months.
class is another very nice one. And we lead off with one that I think wins this class, and it'll be fun to kind of see when it gets back out here. I love a lot of things. The basic building checks all the boxes. It's furry at the ground, heavy structured. She's elegant about her chest floor. She's big hips. She's got a big old top in her. She's wide about her base and in terms of her rib cage. I mean, she's a little bit has a little more cover maybe than ideal at this point. But I think that was really, really good in terms of just checking all the boxes and having the bells and whistles to go with it. The young lady that brings this one out second, one we like a lot about her elegance, about her neck and head carriage. She still reads very immature and young in terms of the one. She just has to get quite the maturity when you read her versus the one right ahead of it. But a very nice project. She's sound as she gets out loose. She's fighting the layup lady a little bit. But let's give her a big round of applause.
And congratulations to your class winner, Reese Anderson. She receives a purple ribbon. And your second place goes to Braylon Yoakum, receiving a blue ribbon. Now entering the arena is senior yearlings, 12 months to 24 months, and I showed 2 entries. At the conclusion of this class, we'll be moving into selecting our Grand Champion Breeding Meat Goat and Reserve Grand Champion Breeding Meat Goat.
Easily our closest pair of the day. I think these two are very similar in their type and kind. There's a couple minute differences that I see as I observe. The young lady in the black shirt that we're going to go ahead and lead off with, that's just more opened up female, probably more my speed in terms of how she gets out in motors. She's opened up the ground. She carries her base width up to the top side of her rib cage. I love how her shoulder and head carriage are. I would like to see her with the added length of side as the one that's going to come in second, but a very nice project for the young lady. The only young lady that's going to come in second, as I said, does have the advantage in terms of length of spine. She is probably a little cleaner about her chest floor, but it's just that she's not as opened up. She's not as stout at the ground. She doesn't have as much base width. It doesn't carry that mass all the way to the top side of her skeleton as the one that we went ahead and led off this class with. But a very nice female nonetheless. Let's give both of those exhibitors a big round of applause.
And congratulations on your class winner is Paisley Hansen, and she receives a purple ribbon. And second place goes to Paisley Hansen, receiving a blue ribbon.
Grand Champion female drive, we definitely had small numbers, but I think the quality is very good in terms of checking a lot of the boxes. They're sound, functional livestock that still can produce at the next generation in terms of making their offspring better. I do like my females to be elegant about their front ends, still have some width and capacity. They still are trying to make some market animals on the backside, so they still have to have some muscle or some muscle indicators. And for me, there's one out here that definitely excels this particular group. I think it gets a little closer for reserve. But we're going to go out and select our champion in reserve. Let's give all these kids a round of applause, the ones that didn't get to make it back on a nice close show.
Congratulations to Reese Anderson for winning Grand Champion Breeding Meat Goat. And she will be our representative for the Best of the West shootout. And Reserve Grand Champion goes to Paisley Hansen. And so Reese Anderson will be the Shelby County breeding meat goat for the Best of the West shootout, which is a show that happens up in Denison in about 2 or 3 weeks. There's 9 different counties that go in on this, and the grand champions from each county go up to Denison and have a big shootout. So congratulations to Reese. And now we'll be moving into the market goats. Coming into the arena should be lightweights. I show Rayleigh Yoakum, Clara Schmitz, and Reese Anderson. Please have on deck your middleweight market goats. And we'd also like to say thank you to Brooklyn Buck for handing out today's ribbons and Grand Champion posters. Apparently she has a prettier face than Larry. And also returning from the Rabbit Show is Carly Cornate, the first runner-up, to hand out ribbons with us. And just as a reminder, we do not have a representative from the newspaper to take Grand Champion pictures, so if you do get one, please send a picture to Jennifer Selmer.
impressive way to go ahead and lead off our market division. This one that leads off this class just checks a lot of boxes for me. I love how elegant he is about his front end. Still cracked open. That is one round-bodied, square-hipped dude. Carries it all the way to the ground. I'm a big fan of that one that goes ahead and leads off this particular class. I think the sort becomes between second and third in this particular division. Two different little bit types and kinds in terms of where they're at in their maturity and where they are in progressing them out through the fourth. The young lady we went ahead and led off with, it brings us one that's a little longer sided, maybe a little taller shoulder. The biggest advantage I think that one has is just fresher about its top side shape in terms of when you get your hands on it. I would like to just see this one down the road, maybe mature, open up and get it a little bit more massive. The young lady that comes in third has one that has more potential in terms of when you look at it in terms of base width and the muscle indicators. I'd like to just freshen this one up about its top side of its skeleton. I'd like to go ahead and just lengthen that one out. But a very nice project to go ahead and be third in this particular class. Let's give all those kids a big round of applause.
And congratulations to your grand champion lightweight market goat goes to Reese Anderson. And your reserve grand champion lightweight market goat goes to Clara Schmitz. And third place in this class goes to Braylee Yoakum. Now entering the arena is middleweight market goats. I show Reese Anderson, Matthew Hansen, Caitlin Hansen, and Olivia Kelly. And please have at the arena your heavyweight market goats. I show 3 entries in that class. And we'd also like to say thank you to our judge for sorting this goat show for us. This is Philip Dottie. He's coming to us from Maryville, Missouri, where he still runs a sheep operation.
I like these two at the top of this particular class quite a bit. I think they're different types and kinds. The young lady we're going to lead off with here in the red shirt, I think has one that's just a little stouter, a little more to the ground for sure. We can see that. For as bold and chested as this thing is, I love how his shoulder lays in at the point. Just real smooth about his angles and transitions. Where I get hung up on this guy a little bit is he wants to deviate the spine ever so slightly. He wants to get up in his top line, and he just doesn't want to really just get out and motor. But that is one big featured, cool-chested one to go ahead and lead off this particular class in this particular market division right now. The one I'm getting a hard time getting a read on in this particular class is this young lady comes in second. I love the added structural integrity this one has. This one does get out and motor, and I do like him in his top line and his deviation whenever you start studying him from his rack all the way back. He just gets a little light in his shorts today. I'm telling you, in terms of maturity, I think this one's just going to get nothing but better. I love the parts and pieces. He's a little hard to get a read on. He's not cooperating with the young lady, but a very nice top pair. Let's give those kids a big round of applause. Not to take anything away from the young lady in third. I think this one is a very kind of meat and potatoes type of deal. I love how it opened up he is from end to end. He just doesn't have the feature to go ahead and compare with the one above him. Or the class winner, and I just don't think he just has an elegance about the ring presence as the one right ahead of him. The young man is going to round out this particular class, brings us one that's long-sided, big, tall shoulder. Just like to go ahead and open him up, give him a little more pizzazz when you get out and look at him. They're a very nice class for our middleweight division. Let's give all those kids a big round of applause.
All right, Grant. Congratulations to Olivia Kelly, winning Grand Champion Middleweight Market Go. Reserve Grand Champion Middleweight Market Go goes to Reese Anderson. Third place goes to Caitlin Hansen. And fourth place goes to Matthew Hansen. Now entering the arena is heavyweight market goats. And I show Katie Schmitz, Caitlin Hansen, and Paisley Hansen. At the conclusion of this class, we will have our Grand Champion Market Goat and Reserve Grand Champion Overall Market Goat.
I think this class is sorts a little easier for me. I think there's a logical place to start. I think you can start kind of maybe talking a little bit between second and third. But the one that kind of checks the most boxes for me, probably has the most fault-free type of individual, is the young lady who's going to go ahead and lead off this class. He is big back, big hip. I like those things about him. I'd like to scout him up at the ground ever so slightly, but it's very nice of him to go ahead and lead off this particular class. The young lady that comes in second has the advantage in terms of fur at the ground. I don't know if he has any more true structure, but he definitely gives the appearance of it. I like how bold-chested this one is in relationship to the one right behind it. I just like to soften him in his top, give him a little bit more shallowness about his breastplate whenever you get back and analyze it. The one that definitely checks a lot of boxes has the width and power to go ahead and follow our class winner. The one that comes in third has the added advantage in shallowness of chest, but with that also doesn't have the near openness or round rib cage is the one that goes ahead and was right ahead of it. Very nice in terms of his feet and legs. If you like those things about it, just like to go ahead and give it the topside dimension that the other two had. Again, as always, let's give those kids a big round of applause.
Congratulations goes to Caitlin Hansen for winning Grand Champion Heavyweight Market Goat. Reserve Grand Champion Heavyweight Market Goat goes to Paisley Hansen. And now entering the arena is the Grand Champion Overall Drive Market Goat. And the winner of this class will also represent Shelby County in the Market Go at the Best of the West show in Denison. Again, that is a show put on by 9 different counties that surround us. It's up in Denison and it's in like 3 weeks.
Get out here for our market division. I'm very proud. In terms of numbers, we didn't have a lot, but there definitely is some quality out here in the ring. We definitely found some class winners that checks the boxes. Maybe some of those just in the second hole just didn't quite have the same parts and pieces, and then there's a couple back there that still do in terms of that. But with that being said, I think there's one out here that just absolutely smoke shows this complete show. I think there's one out here, it's build, it's round rib cage, it's feature, it's foot, it gets out and moves. It's very, very impressive whenever you get to looking at it. From there, I think the reserve gets a little bit closer, but I think there's one that probably just suits me a little bit better in terms of falling into that reserve hole and type and kind. Let's go ahead and congratulate these kids. The young lady on the first point will be our fan, and one of them will be our reserve.
Congratulations to the Grand Champion Overall Market Goat goes to Reese Anderson, and Reserve Grand Champion Overall Market goes to Olivia Kelly. And Reese Anderson moves on to represent Shelby County in the Best of the West. So congratulations.
announce the top 5 rate of gain real quick. Champion rate of gain went to Paisley Hansen with a .58. Reserve is Katie Smits with .57, barely reserve. Claire Smits with .51, tie with Caitlin Hansen with .51, and Caitlin Hansen rounds out top 5 with .34.
Now entering the arena is Senior Goat Showmanship. And I'm showing 3 entries. And in the arena is Caitlin Hansen, Katie Schmitz, and Ellie Hansen. And in these classes, it's called showmanship, so the judge is judging on how the handler handles their goat.
As we wind down the GOAT show, we're getting here closer to the end, and showmanship is one of those things that, as a parent, it frustrates you to try to help your kid because parents generally don't know as much as some random stranger off the street. And also, I like to sort livestock and give you my opinion on livestock. I think any kid that does this project it's a great thing in terms of where they're at in this industry and the things that they could be doing with their lives. We only get to select 2, so the third one's out in this particular division, but I think all 3 of these young ladies have done a really nice job all day. With that being said, I think there's one out here that just probably has my more type and kind in terms of how they get after it. Maybe their animals, none of these have really cooperated a whole bunch all today, but the young lady up front is going to be our champion. The young lady in the middle will be our reserve. The young lady, you do a nice job, but they're going to be third in this particular division.
Congratulations to Caitlin Hansen on winning your Champion Senior Goat Showman. Reserve Champion Senior Goat Showman goes to Katie Schmitz. Now entering the arena would be the Intermediate Showmanship. Please have on deck your Junior Showmanships. In the arena, your intermediate showmanship is Matthew Hansen, Ty Hansen, and Clara Schmitz. And we'd like to give a big thank you to our Shelby County Fair Queen, Brooklyn Buck, and our first runner-up, Carly Tornaton. They have been handing out ribbons all morning. If you guys could just wave your hand and say hi.
Again, we get out here in our intermediate division, or whatever we call this in terms of middle-aged exhibitors in showmanship, and I think that there's 3 individuals that definitely have their goals in the right spot. I think there's one that maybe just does it a little bit smoother in terms of where they're at right now. I think there's some work to be done on all 3 exhibitors' parts, but there's definitely some differences of preference in terms of how they are exhibited. For me, the young lady up front is going to be our champion, the young man at the back will be our reserve, and the young man in the middle will round us out. Let's give these kids a big round of applause.
And congratulations goes to Clara Schmitz for winning Champion Intermediate Showman, and the Reserve Champion Showman goes to Matthew Hansen. Now entering the arena is Junior Showmanship. I show 4 entries.
Good morning, everyone. I'm Christy Peters with the Harlan Library, and over there under the orange canopy, we are giving away books today, all the way from picture books for little kids, all the way to your hot, steamy summer romances or your spy book for the adults. So come over, get a free book, and happy fair. Bye. Thank you.
In the arena showing the junior showmanship is Paisley Hansen, Carly Schmidt, Olivia Kelly, and Braylon Yoakum.
Get out here in the junior division of our showmanship, and I can say without hesitation that this is by far the closest placing that I've seen today in terms of where these exhibitors are, whether we were talking back through the dairy show, the breeding show, the market show. I think there's a couple individuals out here that do a very, very nice job. Maybe there's one that just gets a little bit more cooperation today in terms of how that animal's going. And not just in showmanship, we've kind of watched this throughout the day and how they went through. We haven't had a big enough show that I cannot remember all the way back through. I think all four of these individuals do a nice job. For me, the one that's going to win this particular division is the young lady at the back with the black shirt, followed by the young lady with the red for reserve.
And congratulations to your champion junior showman goes to Paisley Hansen. Reserve champion showman goes to Olivia Kelly. Now we'll be moving into the overall grand champion showman. So the winner of the senior division, Caitlin Hansen. The reserve senior champion, Katie Schmitz. Following her is her little sister, Clara Schmitz, coming out of the intermediate class. Matthew Hansen, reserve intermediate showman. Your junior showman was Paisley Hansen. And rounding out the class, it would be Olivia Kelly.
As we round out our goat show, I just want to again thank the committee for having me up again this year. I know we still have a sheep show, and some of you get to hear me later, but some of you won't. I just want to reiterate that my family and I do this pretty hardcore. I think this project is second to none. Agricultural kids work hard. It teaches responsibility. It teaches us the basic values and things, and just even hard work, time management. and different things of that nature. We get back out here for showmanship. I said it before, I'll say it every time I get a chance to sort. I hate judging showmanship. It's all about personal preference. And when you start talking about kids, I think that all these kids deserve a huge round of applause. So before we go out and shake our champion in reserve, let's give all the kids that are in the ring, the ones in the back, let's give them 1 minute more round of applause for our go show. We'll go out and find our champion.
Congratulations goes to Paisley Hansen for winning Grand Champion Overall Showman. And Reserve Champion Overall Showman goes to Olivia Kelly, both coming from the junior divisions. We will be taking a short break so the judge can go take pictures by the new beautiful picture wall. Then we will see you back here for the sheep show.
How do you top Pizza Ranch's legendary cheesy ranch sticks? Any way you want. Get a load of these. Our new loaded cheesy ranch sticks are now topped with an extra layer of flavor, skillet crust, melty cheese, herbs and spices, and up to 2 of your favorite toppings. They're the ultimate appetizer on the buffet or on the go. Don't you just love that new menu item smell? Pizza Ranch, everyone's favorite buffet.
This program has been brought to you by Dylan Hamilton, financial advisor with Hamilton Financial Services, a financial advisory practice of Ameriprise Financial Services, LLC. Contact Dylan today at 712-235-5500. Office is located in Harlan and Walnut.
Harlan Do It Best is your best source for friendly service, expert advice, and innovative products. Whether you need to build it, paint it, fix it, or grill it, we have it all. Our full-service paint department, utilizing Valspar paints, can match any color for your interior and exterior painting projects. Check out our new Diablo tool aisle for all power tool accessories needed for your home improvements. Make grilling easy with our full selection of grills and grilling supplies. Harlan Do It Best, conveniently located at 1810 Chatburn Avenue in Harlan.
Western Iowa Medical, providing outstanding service and the highest quality medical equipment and supplies in Western Iowa. At Western Iowa Medical in Harlan, it's our mission to meet all your home health care needs.
Dr. J's Family Eye Care, longtime supporter of Cyclone Sports in Harlan.
Hansen House Senior Living. Experience life, experience Hansen House.
Advertise with HMU. Are you looking for an easy and affordable way to get your business out there? Why not advertise right here? HMU is looking for sponsors, and starting as low as $40 a month, your business could be featured right here. Our sponsors help us cover programs just like this one, and thanks to their support, we're now able to broadcast Cyclone sports, concerts, and more live on both HLTV, Channel 15, and YouTube. So what are you waiting for? Call 755-5182 and ask for Jonathan, or email jnorth@hmunet.com and ask for more information today.
At United Bank of Iowa, the difference is here. Conveniently located at the corner of Highway 59 and Pine Street in Harlan, you'll always find a smiling face to greet you and help you with all your banking needs. We offer competitive rates on deposits and loans, and the latest in technology with our online and mobile products. Come and find out for yourself why the difference is here at United Bank of Iowa. Member FDIC.
Looking for insurance coverage at competitive rates? As an independent agency, we are not tied to one insurance company. We work for you, the agency, located right across from City Hall.
How do you game? Do you shoot your shot? Do you go for the goal? Or throw the high cheese? Whatever you do, our goal at Mertu Physical Therapy is to keep you in the game. Mertu Physical Therapy. Game on.
At Polly Jones Funeral Home, compassion is our foundation. As a proud family-owned and operated business, we understand that during times of loss, empathy and understanding make all the difference. Our dedicated professionals, rooted in family values, are here to answer your calls and address your questions and concerns. With 3 locations in Harlan, Avoca, and Denison, we're available whenever and wherever you need us to provide customized services for every family we serve. Polly Jones Funeral Home, proudly serving our communities for over 90 years.
Cyclone Seed and Chemical is your one-stop shop for all your agronomy inputs. Whether it's seeds, chemicals, fertilizers, or custom application, the staff at Cyclone Seed will work hard for your business. When you work with Cyclone Seed and Chemical, you'll have to build a bigger bin.
Listen to 105.3 KNOD. KNOD covers local, state, and world news. KNOD covers your favorite local high school sports, the Iowa Hawkeyes and the Chicago Cubs. KNOD covers Brownfield Ag News programs. KNOD plays the hits you want to hear from the 60s, 70s, 80s, and 90s. KNOD has great advertising rates for your business. Call 800-876-KNOD for more info. 105.3 KNOD.
At Keist Auto Center, it's our mission to be the automotive home of Ford, Chevy, and GMC drivers in Southwest Iowa. Conveniently located just off Highway 59 in Harlan, we provide a vast selection of new and used vehicles, exceptional car care, and always deliver customer service with a smile. As your hometown auto dealer, we strive to make every transaction an easy one. Call or stop by today to get in touch with a member of our team and let us know how we can serve you today. Keist Auto Center, proudly serving Southwest Iowa for over 31 years.
Cyclone Lanes in Harlan is your total family fun entertainment center. Known for our homemade buttercrust pizza, we also offer great burgers and a variety of other sandwiches and sides, all available to eat in or carry out. Cyclone Lanes is available for birthday parties, company outings, and church youth groups. Laser bowling starts on Friday and Saturday evenings at 8 p.m. We invite you to come enjoy some fun family entertainment and great food at Cyclone Lanes in Harlan.
If you grill it, he will come.
Hey.
Hey.
Is this heaven?
Nope. It's fairway.
Coverage of the 2025 Shelby County Fair has been brought to you by
Pizza Ranch in Harlan, Do It Best Hardware, The Agency in Harlan, Hamilton Financial Services,
Fairway in Harlan,
Western Iowa Medical in Harlan,
Peterson Family Wellness Center and Lewis Family Aquatic Complex. Live well.
Murtu Medical Center Physical Therapy and Rehab Services.
Hanson House Senior Living. Experience life, experience Hanson House.
Dr. J's Family Eye Care, longtime supporter of Cyclone Sports in Harlan.
Family Service Community, SCSB.
Keast Auto Center, proudly serving Southwest Iowa for over 31 years.
Paulie Jones Funeral Home, longtime supporter of Harlan Community Athletics and events.
Cyclone Seed and Chemical, build a bigger bin.
Conducting Swampler is a proud supporter of the Harlan community, education, and student activities. We move your business forward.
United Bank of Iowa, the difference is here, member FDIC.
Cyclone Lanes, great family entertainment, including bowling, sandwiches, and homemade buttercrust pizzas.
How do you top Pizza Ranch's legendary cheesy ranch sticks? Any way you want. Get a load of these. Our new loaded cheesy ranch sticks are now topped with an extra layer of flavor, skillet crust, melty cheese, herbs and spices, and up to 2 of your favorite toppings. They're the ultimate appetizer on the buffet or on the go. Don't you just love that new menu item smell? Pizza Ranch, everyone's favorite buffet.
This program has been brought to you by Dylan Hamilton, financial advisor with Hamilton Financial Services, a financial advisory practice of Ameriprise Financial Services, LLC. Contact Dylan today at 712-235-5500. Office is located in Harlan and Walnut.
Harlan Do It Best is your best source for friendly service, expert advice, and innovative products. Whether you need to build it, paint it, fix it, or grill it, we have it all. Our full-service paint department, utilizing Valspar paints, can match any color for your interior and exterior painting projects. Check out our new Diablo tool aisle for all power tool accessories needed for your home improvements. Make grilling easy with our full selection of grills and grilling supplies. Harlan Do It Best, conveniently located at 1810 Chatburn Avenue in Harlan.
Western Iowa Medical, providing outstanding service and the highest quality medical equipment and supplies in Western Iowa. At Western Iowa Medical in Harlan, it's our mission to meet all your home health care needs.
Dr. J's Family Eye Care, longtime supporter of Cyclone Sports in Harlan.
Hanson House Senior Living. Experience life, experience Hanson House.
County Sheep Show. Sounds like we're going to get started here with the Clover kids up first. Coming into the arena is Quinn Grekoff. what this is kids that aren't quite old enough to show at the 4-H level, but it still gives them the experience to get in the show ring and gets them working with livestock and gets that love of working with the livestock started. So it's a great program. And at the conclusion of this class, we'll move right into the breeding sheep class. So if we could have your purebred ewe lambs up at the gate, that would be great, followed by your commercial ewes. Hey, Claire. Claire.
We get out here in our Clover Kid division. We have a young lady that's a little bit nervous, she said, but she's doing a great job. Her and her sheep Leonardo are out here just having the time of their life at the Shelby County Fair. Let's be sure to give her a big round of applause, and she's going to come back and see us again some other day.
And your grand champion Clover Kid goes to Quinn Kirkhoff. And now coming to the arena is your purebred ewe lambs. And we'd like to give a big thank you to our judge, Philip Dottie, who's coming from Maryville, Missouri. He runs a sheep operation and still is very involved in the show ring down in that region.
Yep.
This is a single entry class, so if you can have your commercial ewes at the gate ready to go. And I show 5 entries in that class.
Just a single entry in our purebred division, but one we like a lot of things about. Maybe we'd like to fix a few things here and there. But you love how square she is on both ends. She does take a pretty decent stride when she gets out and moves. I'd like to crack her open from end to end and maybe just relax her in her spine. But a very nice project for the young lady. Let's give her a big round of applause.
And first place in your purebred ewe class goes to Leah Boyson. And joining us handing out these beautiful ribbons is our Shelby County Fair Queen, Brooklyn Buck.
Anyone got fresh?
division. But with that said, I think there's one that excels this particular class quite handily, in my opinion. Her balance is impeccable in this particular lineup. I like her foot and feature. I like her back shape. She is huge out of the backside of her shoulder. It carries it all the way out to a wide pin. I think that's just a really logical place to start. I think the sword for me becomes in second and third. I think you could kind of flip these based on priorities. Today we're going to go ahead and lead off with the white pelted one to go ahead and be in second. I like the added extension, the added look. I like the added feature whenever you get out from behind her. She does balance up a little bit better from the side, but where this one excels, the one that comes in third, I love that she has a little bit more in her lower hip. She carries that on and out. I'd like to relax her in her top. She gets a little bit pinched in her forerib, which translates into her rib cage. I just like to go ahead and open her up. The young lady with the natty U does bring us one that's more opened up in the front 1/3 of her skeleton. She's still elegant about her front end. She just runs out of gas from her rear, for her rear 1/3. I'd like to just go ahead and get out and move. She gets a little higher in her flank and out and about. I would like to go ahead and tell you that I think she does relax better in the spine. I think she's a little structurally freer. I just like to see more of her in the rear 1/3. To round out the class, I think there's a pair of them that are very similar in type and kind. It's honestly hard to kind of sort in terms of where you're at in these. The young man we lead with just brings us one that's a little, or that we put it forth in this particular class, has one that's a little bit bolder about its shoulder, but it's still smoother in terms of where it's at. The one that rounds out the class a little bit more pointy about its shoulder, maybe just a little bit more off at its spine, but a nice pair to round out this particular class. Let's give all these kids a big round of applause.
All right, first place in your commercial U class goes to Olivia Kelly. Second place goes to Jalen Peterson. Third place, Kayla Lund. Fourth place, Chet Boyson. Fifth place, Greta Boyson. Now entering the arena is commercial U's, class 2. I show 3 entries, and please have on deck your commercial U's, class 3.
I'll be the first to admit this class has a little more sort for me. I think there's 3 different completely typing kinds in terms of where they're at. The young lady with the red shirt's the one we're going to lead off with. From the side, I think she's the most structurally correct one in terms of where the angle to her blade and the angle to her hawk are. I would like to go ahead and trim her up. She gets a little bit quick in her pattern for my kind. I think she's a little bit pudgy in terms of where she's at in her condition. But in terms of just basic build, structural correctness, I like that one a great deal. She's definitely the most opened up, biggest pin one in the group. I'd just like to go ahead and trim her back. I think she's a little bit past her prime in terms of condition score. The young lady brings us one in second that I do appreciate the leanness and length of body in this one. Probably my type and kind a little more in terms of her up and outness. I just like to go ahead and open this one up in relationship to the one ahead of it. But my biggest hang up on this one is when you get out and move, her pin wants to, her neck set wants to drop down in between her shoulder blades. She wants to get a little straight off her back wheels. You can kind of see it right there. She wants to get a little hyperextended on her hawk. But a very, very cool when you get back and analyze her from the side. The young lady comes in third, brings us one that does a lot of good things. It's hard to get a read on her. She's kind of wanting to be fight the young lady today. She does a lot of good pieces in terms of her forerib shape. You love the foot and feature all the way to the ground. You may just like to go ahead and maybe just give her a little more pizzazz. When she gets out and moves, she wants to drop about her chest floor. Her neck set probably is better than the one right ahead of it. I just like to go ahead and lean her up with that added muscle and mass. But a nice class nonetheless. Let's give all those kids a big round of applause.
First place in your Class 2 commercial U's goes to Olivia Kelly. Second place goes to Carly Christensen. And third place goes to Greta Boyson. Now entering the arena is Class 3 commercial U's. And at the conclusion of this class, we will be crowning the champion commercial breeding U.
That's Bo. I know. Like, what is wrong with him? He's okay. But my mom's son is I was like, that's what she just you never know what okay, I see. She's like, I see. Yeah, I see. He's tall too.
give and take in this particular class, and I don't know if either one of them just hit me extremely hard. I think there's a lot of good pieces in both of these females. When you get back and analyze them, the one that we're going to lead off with, this is a little leaner in terms of its compositional makeup. I like how shallow that one is through the front 1/3. I will admit that she's fighting the young lady wanting to get her neck down in her. It gives her a hard look. When she gets out loose, she does kind of pull it up in her. And when she gets her stuff like that, you do appreciate it. She's fighting the young lady really, really good in terms of just wanting to make sure she's giving her all she can. But I love the hip and hind leg. I love the length of spine in relationship with the one right ahead of it. And just mainly I like its shallowness about its chest floor and how round it is about its cage. The young lady brings us probably the broodier of the two in terms of how they're made. I will grant you that. She's more opened up from end to end. She's definitely stouter about her pin and hip. She is just as greasy or has as much cover as the one right ahead of it. Where I really struggle with this one, she gets out loose. I'd like to shorten her on her blade, lengthen her in her spine. But that's taking nothing away from a very nice second place sheep. Let's give both of those young kids a big round of applause.
First place out of Class 3 is Carly Christensen. Second place goes to Bristol Loudy. Now entering the arena would be your champion commercial breeding ewe. So I need Carly Christensen, Bristol Loudy, Olivia Kelly, Carly Christensen, Olivia Kelly, and Jalen Peterson. And this is going for the commercial breeding ewe. At the conclusion of this class, we will bring in Leah Boyson, and we will be crowning the grand champion breeding ewe.
out here for Supreme Overall Female, and I think, again, low on numbers, high on quality. The kids have been great. I think there's some individuals out of each class. You kind of got to sometimes wonder, with small numbers, what you're going to have presented to you. I think we found some that definitely can check a lot of boxes in terms of structural integrity, has more than enough muscle to make the next generation better in terms of a female, but also go ahead and make those market animals where we're looking for in terms of the back end of this thing. To me, there's one out here that I think kind of excels this particular division. I think it gets really close for a couple others when we start talking about reserve. I think there's one out here that definitely has a little bit more in terms of balance and look, but still has enough muscle and power. Maybe just isn't as lean as some of the other ones, but I also think that definitely has a lot of good parts and pieces to spread the right way. We're going to go out and select the champion out of that one. We'll bring the second place out of that particular division, give a look for reserve. Let's give these kids a big round of applause if we find you a champion for you. Get back out here for reserve overall. I think it gets really close, and I'll just tell you kind of where my mind is. The purebred sheep is a really nice one in terms of just checking a lot of boxes. I'd like to just give her more mass and stoutness all the way through. You start talking about trying to come into contention for this reserve deal. Well, the one that was second to our champion, I really like that one when you get it propped up from the side. She's elegant about her front end. She's right in her hip and hind leg. Where I struggle with that one is when you get her out on the move. She wants to get a little bit high in her spine. She wants to get a little tight and full on us today. But that one takes a really good picture. She has a lot of really good breeding pieces in terms of where she's at. She definitely comes in contention to me for this particular honor of reserve. The one that comes in class 3, again, like we kind of said in class, I like that one in terms of checking all the boxes, just build square. She's moderate in her makeup, maybe not my speed. I'd like to elevate her at the point of the shoulder, maybe make her a little more feminine. She does have what I was talking about as a polar opposite of maybe a couple of these others. She is more opened up and things of that nature. I just don't know if she's ladylike enough for me today in terms of where she's at in her condition. The young lady out of class 4 is the other one, in my opinion, that kind of comes in contention. There's times where I get a look at this one I really like. I love how she gets and flexes and moves. She's better in her spine. Where I struggle with this one is in her front end design. She wants to drop down in her chest fold and her neck tuck ever so slightly. When the young lady does get her stuck, you do appreciate a lot of things about her. She definitely handles it fresh and firm as anything out here today. She has as much muscle and freshness in terms of where it's at. To me, it gets close between her and the second place one. To me, I think today, just for where they're at, I'm going to go ahead and use the young lady out of class 4 for reserve. I just like the added muscle and masculinity that one has. Let's go ahead and give these kids a big round of applause.
All right, congratulations to your grand champion overall breeding. You goes to Olivia Kelly. And reserve grand champion breeding ewe goes to Carly Christensen. And Olivia Kelly will be representing Shelby County at the Best of the West for breeding ewes. We do have, in addition to the show bill, we are running a purebred sheep class. That's not on your show bill, but we are running a purebred sheep class, and that is Miss Youngcom. And for those who don't know, the Best of the West is a show in Denison where there are 9 different counties involved in that, and we take the grand champions from each county fair, and they have a final drive up in Denison, and that is in about 3 weeks. So congratulations to Miss Kelly.
Just a single entry in our purebred market lamb division, one that definitely checks a lot of boxes in terms of breeding, where he's at. He's opened up. He has more than enough muscle. He's not quite mature enough and massive enough right now. You can cut some of that hair off, or when he does shuck it, you'll definitely tell that he's not quite market ready. But that's one that you've got to appreciate a lot for his basic build, his structural correctness. Let's give that young lady a big round of applause.
Congratulations to Callie Youngkin in her purebred sheep class. Now moving into the white breed market lambs. I showed 2 entries. And please have on deck your black-faced market lambs.
By far one of the more difficult placings for me today, because these things are polar opposites of each other in terms of where they're at. I think you could go either way. I think this will be a very close cut whenever you start analyzing it. For me, I'm going to go with the one that's just a little bit trimmer in terms of its makeup today. The young man with the piebald sheep brings this one to big back. I love how fresh that one handles over the top side of its skeleton. It's definitely got a firmer, fresher touch. I will say he's not as wide a loin as the one that's going to come in second, but he has more stifle and lower leg, and it's probably longer loin in terms of where he's at. I would just like to go ahead and add some more, drop some more lower twist in this particular guy. I love the stifle shape. I love the freshness and leanness that that one possesses. The young lady brings us the south down appearing one that comes in second. You love the added dimension that this one has in its rib shape. I just think that there's a lot more white muscle on this one in terms of just where this one's at. I do like how elegant it is about its front end. It just runs out of gas on the backside of this one. Skeleton and relationship, but a very, very nice one. Very tough class. Let's give both of those kids a round of applause.
Congratulations to Chet Boyson, winning the Whiteface Market Lamb class, and second place is Kayla Lund. Now entering the arena is the Blackface Lightweight Market Lamb. And please have on deck your Blackface Middleweights. We are fortunate enough here today to have the Shelby County Fair Queen, Brooklyn Buck, and the first runner-up, Carly Cornayton, handing out ribbons. So thank you to those girls.
What a nice way to lead off our lightweight market division. I think this ewe-lamb brings us one that's just huge, shapely back. I love the freshness of touch. I like a lot of parts and pieces about this female. She's tall-shouldered. If you wanted to be pick on her just a little bit, you like to shorten her blade, deepen her flank. Love her hip shape. Love just the raw terminal shape she has on the top side of her skeleton. A very logical place to lead off for me today. To me, the sort that comes in second, third again in this particular class. There's one that's a little bit bigger and one that maybe just a little more structurally correct out of his front end. I think both of these need some more time on feet to go ahead and mass up, open up in their skeleton. The young lady in the green shirt, the one we're going to go ahead and lead with in second. I love the foot feature in this one. The biggest thing I like is I like where its neck set in relationship to its blade. I think it transitions, just needs more day on feet. The young lady brings us one that is finishing out this class. We like a lot of parts and pieces again. I love the added extension and length. I love the height of the shoulder. I'd like to just see this one have more in its lower shorts and opened up from end to end to go ahead and compete. Biggest thing is I'd like to take that one's neck and just set it right up on the top side of its blade. But a nice set nonetheless. Let's give all those kids a big round of applause.
First place in the lightweight blackface market lambs goes to Harley Christensen. Second place, Peyton Brokoff. Third place, Leah Boyson. Coming in the arena now is our middleweight blackface market lambs.
We have a long time to yeah. We can talk about it.
Please have at the gate your heavyweight blackface market lamb class 1.
It's gonna happen to him about Monday.
Interesting class, but to me this one kind of sorts fairly easily in my mind. I think the one that wins this does so quite handily in my opinion. I love his look, I love his design. He still handles with the biggest, freshest top, or especially the freshest top, maybe not the widest top. His length of body is second to none in this particular class. Love his foot and feature, love his look and design. Just a very logical one for me to lead off with. The young lady brings this one in second, I think falls so quite handily in my opinion. Again, I love how opened up this one is. I love how stout, big rack, and big top he is. I'd like to just maybe shallow this one up about his chest for lengthening him out just a little bit, but a very nice one to go ahead and land in second. The problem sheet for me comes in third. Nobody can deny the amount of muscle and product that this one has. He just gets way too jammed up and straight on both ends for me. I'd like to give him in a bigger package. I'm not quite sure that that one doesn't have an F in his pedigree, but he does have a lot of muscle and mass. I'd like to just go ahead and give him a little more structure to go with it, maybe a little more look. The young lady's doing a very nice job. The young lady that comes in next to this class brings us one that's long spine, tall shouldered. I'd like to just go ahead and make him a little looser on both ends of his skeleton. He wants to get straight, especially when you study him at the ground, out of his rear hop. but definitely has more added advantage in terms of width and power than the one that's going to round out the class. But a very nice one to go ahead and round out this class in terms of hitting the basics of the build. I like the look and the design of this one. I'd like to shallow her up about a chest more, just give her more foot and feature, just more oomph as a market lamb all the way through. But again, let's give this class a big round of applause.
First place and champion middleweight market lamb goes to Sienna Michaels. Reserve champion middleweight market lamb goes to Leah Boyson. Third place goes to Peyton Breckhoff. Fourth place goes to Kayla Youngkin. And fifth place goes to Kayla Youngkin. Now entering the arena would be Class 1 heavyweights, blackface market lambs. And I show 3 entries in this class. Please have on deck your Class 2 heavyweight blackface market lambs.
Sound like a broken record in this particular class, but I think these top two are very, very good. They're complete opposites of each other. Therefore, you kind of got to study them. There's parts and pieces I would love on either one of these things. To me, it gets down when they get out and motor. The blue sheep that's going to lead off this class just kind of collects himself ever so slightly better, especially in his top line. I love it when he gets out and moves. He just kind of glides around the ring. He's not the biggest framed or maybe the shallowest chested in relationship to the one that's going to come in second, but he definitely has more freshness over the top side of his skeleton, and he definitely holds his top side skeleton together when he gets out and moves. I would like to tell you I'd like to show his blade in relationship to the rest of it, but a very, very, very good one to land to win this particular class. Young lady, this one that comes in second, I love this guy. I love his foot, I love his features, I love his look and design. Again, much like with the ewe-lamb that we had earlier, he just wants to get off in his spine ever so slightly. When you get him out on the move, he really wants to get high in his top a little bit. His biggest thing is he's just a little bit past his prime in terms of his handle today. He's a little scaler in terms of where he's at condition-wise. I think you trim that one back a little bit, just get him a little bit out and move. I like that guy a great deal. That's a really good one to be standing in second. The young lady that comes in one and third, one we like a lot of carcass qualities about. This is the freshest handling, definitely the leanest one in the particular group. With that, she is the deepest about her chest floor. She is the lightest about her muscle in terms of her rear 1/3, but a very good one nonetheless. Could have won the last particular class. I like all of those three very, very well. Let's give these three young individuals a big round of applause.
Congratulations to Olivia Kelly winning the Class 1 Heavyweight Blackface Market Lamb. Second place goes to Jalen Peterson. Third place goes to Sienna Michaels. Now entering the arena is Class 2 Heavyweight Blackface Market Lambs. And please have Olivia and Jalen by the gate to come back in for the champion heavyweight. Again, we would like to extend our gratitude or thank you to our judge today, Cole Dottie. He's coming to us from Maryville, Missouri.
these heavier weights, there's definitely some sort in these things. I'll be the first to tell you, none of these handle as fresh as I would like them. I think they all push it a little more cover than ideal. The young lady brings us probably the most balanced up, fault-free one of the bunch. I think he just kind of checks all the boxes. He's good about his shoulder. He's tall enough about his blade. I like his hip and hind leg. I think where he excels the class by quite a bit in terms of where he's at. His stifle shape and lower and rear end are just elite in terms of the rest of these that are out here. Very logical one to go ahead and lead off the class. The young lady brings us one that's hard to get a read on. Again, he's wanting to be kind of fighting the young lady. When we back and analyze him from the side, I think he's the next best one when you get behind him. He doesn't run out of gas in terms of the lower part of his skeleton. I would like to go ahead and just maybe open that one up ever so slightly in his forearm. I think it'd translate on back. The young lady brings us one that probably is more opened up in its design and makeup. I like those things about it. It definitely has a cool silhouette. That one is by far the farthest along in terms of its staleness. It definitely has the most white muscle on that one in terms of where it's at. I just like to trim that one back. I think if you trim that one back, we're talking about a whole other animal. It just makes him look a little plain for me today. The young man that rounds out this class brings us one that is trimmer in terms of where it's made. I will grant you that. I just like to see this one have a little more show ring pizzazz, especially through the front 1/3 of this one. He doesn't carry it all the way to the ground. I like to open him up, but he handles fresh and firm. Very nice one for the young man. Let's give them a big round of applause.
And your winner of your Class 2 heavyweight blackface is Olivia Kelly. Second place goes to Greta Boyson. Third place goes to Kendra Robinson. And fourth place goes to Chet Boyson. Now entering the arena would be your Class 1 heavyweight winner and Class 1 second place winner, and also your Class 2 winner and your Class 2 reserve. We're going for the champion heavyweight market lamb and reserve champion heavyweight market lamb.
Back out here for our champion heavyweight drive, and I think four individuals that maybe not a lot of high numbers, but in terms of quality, I think there's definitely some that rise to the top. To me, there's just two out here that definitely excel these particular four. The two out of the first class will be Grand and Reserve. Look forward to seeing them back in the overall. Let's give these kids a big round of applause.
And your grand champion heavyweight market lamb goes to Olivia Kelly. And your reserve heavyweight market lamb goes to Jalen Peterson. Now entering the arena would be your going in for your grand overall market lamb and your grand overall and your reserve grand overall market lamb.
I'm so glad I got it. I'm so glad I got it. Carmen came back and she was like, so
Grand dry speech, but I mean, I think there's a very nice representation for your county fair out here. I think there's some individuals we maybe not won their particular class. They can sure compete in a lot of places. I enjoy getting the opportunity to sort livestock, especially the sheep and goat divisions, and work with kids. And I taught ag for 18 years, and now I raise club lambs for a living with my family. We do this pretty competitively, or try to, all over the state of Missouri and Iowa. In fact, we were just up here last weekend for your open jackpot. Had a great time. This community has been very, very welcoming for our family and everything. We enjoy coming up here and showing at the open show. But when we get back out here, I think all of these kids deserve a huge round of applause before I say any more. I'm not going to talk through every one of these. I think there's quality in them, there's structural integrity, there's muscularity. They also have to have some look. I mean, the age-old question is, muscle, yes, it is a market show, but we forget when it's a market show, we're not just hanging these things on the rails. We want to make it a carcass show, then we need to do that. I think a market show is also, the word show is in there. They have to have some look, some design, some structural integrity. We're trying to make the most ideal one we can, but still put enough muscle in them to make them elite enough to go ahead and compete or hang on the rail. To me, there's a couple out here that hit me pretty hard. They came in class together, they came through division together, they're going to stay together. The two out of the heavyweight class will be our grand reserve. Let's give these girls a big round of applause.
And congratulations, your grand champion overall market lamb goes to Olivia Kelly. And your reserve grand champion overall market lamb goes Jalen Peterson. Thea Kelly will represent Shelby County in the Best of West shootout in a couple weeks in Tennessee. We'll go ahead and do rate of gain right now. Kendra Robinson, champion rate of gain at .89. Reserve was Chet Boyson with .84. And Greta Boyson with .79. Olivia Kelly was 4th and 5th with .75 and .70. We'll go ahead and do the Bud Christensen Memorial Award right now. It's to an outstanding junior member. This year it's Greta Boyson. Now entering the arena, we're going to be doing our senior showmanship. I show 4 entries. And please have on deck your intermediate showmanship. In this portion of the show is called showmanship, where the judge is actually judging on how the kids handle their livestock. The previous classes have been on muscle and skeleton and all that good stuff. They've been judging the animal in itself. This particular class, the judge judges the handler. In the arena now in senior showmanship is Kendra Robinson, Leah Boyson, Kayla Lund, and Jalen Peterson.
As I stated in the GOAT show, showmanship is awesome for the kids to participate. It can make or break in terms of you can make a nice animal great, or you can make a great animal just average based on the showman. But at the same time, it is a tough thing to do because it's personal preference. It's like livestock evaluation in general. But to me, I don't mind telling a sheep that I don't think is quite good enough. I will never tell a kid that. I think all these kids are doing an excellent job in terms of just participation. It takes a lot of work, whether you're talking just today, you're talking in the week, or whatever. We've worked through some of these divisions. I'll be the first to tell you that I got a 12-year-old at home that definitely doesn't think that I'm very smart at showmanship evaluation. And I will tell you that probably any parents ringside, your particular showman out here probably would listen to anybody but you. That's exactly what happens with me when I go home. With that being said, I think there's a couple out here that rise to the top. Maybe one just is getting a little bit longer, getting along better today. Their dance partner is maybe cooperating a little bit. But I think that there's a couple individuals that do a really good job, not to take anything away from the other ones. To me, the champion senior showman is going to be this young lady on the end. Our reserve will be the young lady on the other end.
Congratulations goes to Kendra Robinson on your champion senior showman. The reserve champion senior showman goes to Jalen Peterson. Now entering the arena is intermediate showmanship. Showmanship. Intermediate is a single entry class, so it's going to go quick.
On the polar opposite of our senior division, I think I can get this one correct, and not too many people can argue with me. We only have the one individual out here in our intermediate division, but he does a very good job and can stand a lot of competition. I really particularly like when you walk. I've noticed all day, when you walk, you do a good job of staying in line with that lamb's shoulder, not getting out in front of it. Some of our kids today got out in front of it, it's causing the lamb to pull back. I would like to see a little more natural when you're on the side brace, which you do a very good job. Let's give this young man a big round of applause. He deserves to be our champion intermediate showman.
And your champion intermediate showman goes to Chet Wilson. Coming into the arena now is your junior showmanship. I show 4 entries. In the arena now, showing for junior showmanship is Kayla Youngkin, Greta Boyson, Olivia Kelly, and Peyton Brokaw.
for junior division, 4 individuals doing a nice job. The one young lady's been fighting this ULAM all day, but she's sure doing a good job sticking with it. I think there's a couple individuals out here that definitely excel this particular division as well, not to take anything away from them. I think there's one out here that just does a really, really smooth job in terms of always hitting the right spot, always having that lamb kind of settled. Definitely has a lot more participation with his partner. The lamb's definitely cooperating a little bit. The other young lady I can remember back in class, and I remembered I was hoping that this person didn't, or that they came back out for showmanship, because I want to point out something for our reserve champion showman. This girl's hand placement is ideal. I love where it's at up on the hip and jaw, right where it makes that thing look more extended than it possibly is. If anybody wants to pay attention to where I think the hand placement should be, I think we need to take a look at our reserve champion showman. Not to take anything away from our champion, because they do an excellent job. But let's take a look. The young lady in red is going to be our champion. This young lady in green right here is going to be our reserve.
And your champion junior showman goes to Olivia Kelly, and your reserve champion junior showman goes to Peyton Brokaw. Now entering the arena is your grand overall showman. Olivia Kelly, and Peyton Brokaw. And we are going to be crowning the champion overall showman and the reserve champion overall showman. And as we conclude today, I would also like to extend our thank you to Philip Gotti for judging this sheep show and the goat show. He's coming to us from Maryville, Missouri. And I'd also like to say thank you to our Shelby County Fair Queen, Brooklyn Ruck, and the first runner-up, Carly Tornate, for handing out all the ribbons and banners. So thank you to everyone involved. Last time I get to speak on the mic today, and again I want to thank the opportunity I've had to come up the last couple of years.
Great fair, great people. The ring people are great. The people that have helped around getting things put together have been great. I could smell it, and I remember the barbecue last year was pretty good too, so kind of looking forward to that. But we start getting out here, we talk about kids later. I'm going to do something just a little bit different. I'm going to kind of talk through what I think on all these kids, because they all deserve their time in the sun. This young lady up here at the front, I love her front end posture. She does not distract when she's up in the front end of this sheet. I love the way her arms are up. She's intense enough. I maybe like to see a little bit more intensity out of her, but she does a very, very good job not taking away from the front end of that sheet. He's wanting to kind of step back on her every once in a while, but she has done a good job maintaining composure. The young lady that was reserve in our senior division, no one else out here gets a stick on the front end of the sheet as well as this young lady. When she gets that thing propped up, she definitely has that thing in all the right places. Its legs right on the corners. Maybe just like to go ahead and just maybe, she wants to cover up the front end a little bit more than my liking, but a very, very, very good showman that can make that thing look ideal most of the time. Every once in a while that thing wants to fight. We talked about the young man in the intermediate division. He does something really well, probably excels the rest of this group. If anybody watches him when he walks around, he stays behind the front of that shoulder of that sheet better than anyone else out here. He does a good job when he gets it out on the move. I would like to see him get a little more intense and around on the front side of that thing, get its hand placement up, but I love how he gets out and moves. The young lady in red does a great job of combination of things. She has that thing propped up in all the right places. She does a nice job out on the move. One thing, it's a personal preference. When you get out and move, I'd like to see you try to see if you can get that thing to go with one hand instead of the hand on the back of the head. It just takes away from the sheep ever so slightly, but it works for you. You do a very, very nice job. The young lady that comes in last. I said it on the microphone, and I hope everyone around ringside can see what I'm talking about. I love how she gets the hand up on the jaw of that sheep. Takes away. That sheep is not a long-fronted, tall shoulder type of thing, but the way she gets the neck up out of that thing, gets its hand up, definitely helps the look of that lamb. I love her hand placement. I love where it's at. With that said, all these kids deserve a huge round of applause. Thank you for having me. Cherish every opportunity. It's been great. For me, we only can pick two. The young lady in the red will be champion. The young lady on the green will be reserved. Let's give this Clover a big round of applause.
And a big congratulations goes to Olivia Kelly in the Grand Overall Showman. And Reserve Grand Overall Showman goes to Kendra Robinson.
Once again, I'll thank Bill for judging our show again today. And that will conclude the Sheep and Goat show this morning.
Advertise with HMU. Are you looking for an easy and affordable way to get your business out there? Why not advertise right here? HMU is looking for sponsors, and starting as low as $40 a month, your business could be featured right here. Our sponsors help us cover programs just like this one, and thanks to their support, we're now able to broadcast Cyclone sports, concerts, and more live on both HLTV, Channel 15, and YouTube. So what are you waiting for? Call 755-51